The final game of the B stream, a group stage matchup that will go down in history because within the form of 2 rounds, we'll be deciding which squad advances. If Cyclops will be able to withstand and just pick up a couple of rounds here and there to leave Team 1 in the dust, or if the LATAM side can bust out of the groups and somehow cause a ridiculous upset. The stage is set, the teams are getting ready, and the 2 boys that I can only imagine are going to be sweating by the end of it are ready to join me. Tim, Des, we'll break this one down and we'll put quite a bit of spice into it because it's a very important game and there is a lot we want to make sure the viewers understand for this one. Isn't that right?
It is, and I said during that last game, Des asked me at a bad time, to be fair. I said, I'm going to make it simple, and then I really didn't make it that simple, to be fair. But it was a tricky time because things were changing. It depended on the score. Now we know the score a lot easier. So my understanding of it is basically Team 1, they have to win. They have to win inside of 12. And then it depends on the score because it comes down to the round win percentage. So 7-0 or 7-1 will see Team 1 go into the playoffs. 7-3 or worse will see Cyclops go into the playoffs. 7-2 will see a dead heat tiebreaker.
Hey, it's like my graphic.
There we go. It's a nice graphic. It's exactly what I've said.
Yeah.
Super simple. You can't throw me on Twitter again.
Has Simon done this?
I don't know. I assume
sure.
so.
I'm not sure.
I assume so.
Simon.
All Jacob.
Oh,
this was all
Jacob on the replay,
you
hitting
what,
us with the
you put
graphics.
Simon and Jacob in the same room and fireworks go off. It is magic in a good
Beautiful.
way as well. Fair play
Beautiful.
to you boys.
So basically,
The magic has been made.
So look,
basically
Tim's put it for you
any-
in words and made it sound hard. Here's the graphic that makes it really easy for people
I
like
didn't
me
know. I
who
didn't
like
know that we
colours.
were going to have
Look,
a graphic, but I made it easy.
7-0-7-1 green, 7-3 7-4 7-5 red, 7-2 bad. If you're a player, of course, but.
Dumb.
There are so many fans baying for blood on Twitter right now. Since Sewer going at it, I think Lycan was in there as well.
They
were
want the 7-2.
Tiebreaker. They want it, right? Because we haven't had one before in Siege history. It's always come down to quite a decisive outcome. But that 7-2 would mean a clean replay, a total reset. But Team 1 need to pull off what I think is an impossible feat. I just don't see them doing this to Cyclops.
I've got to agree.
Well,
in honesty, it breaks my heart. But given the performances we've seen from Team 1 so far, I'm not sure that they've got a 7-1 or a 7-0 in there.
Yes, Tim.
No,
Yes.
I will. I'll call it as I see it. I genuinely don't think. And to be honest, as much as I'm heartbroken for the team, you know, they're a fun team to watch. There's some real talent in there. At the same time, I really do like this idea of 2 from each region progressing into the playoffs. It tickles my fancy. It's tantalising. It's just
Tim,
chef's kiss.
Tim,
you're being too proper, mate. Because just do what Monty said, right? You haven't got to be liked. You've just got to be right. And just say it as you see it, mate. Cyclops are going to do this. Believe with me, brother.
No, I do. I think they
look
will.
at both
I think they
of
will.
you. This is ridiculous.
Jackie's having none of it.
Tim, I don't know what's happened to you. The Tim that I know be standing up on his seat screaming about Brazil. You'd have a Brazilian flag. None of it's there. A, I'm disappointed. B, the future isn't decided yet. So let's talk about the team that have it all to do. Team 1 have to come out and win this game. As we showed with that graphic, it's a very, very thin margin. This is probably one of the hardest games we will have throughout the entirety of this event, purely based on the amount of weight that it has to it. Tim, I can't believe you have zero faith in them.
It's not zero faith, Jackie, but
7%?
probably a bit less than that, in honesty. I just think it's such a big ask for them. Cyclops, let's not forget who they're playing against. Cyclops have been playing extremely well so far, and they're going to just make life difficult. They're going to, I would imagine, try to go to it. Basically, you're looking at a map where they don't successfully defend for 2 rounds. Like, it's just, I just can't see it, Jackie. Even a normal half of 3-3 for Cyclops, that's it. It's done. It's done. It's locked up. There are literally 2 score lines that will see Team 1 go straight through, and that's 7-0 or 7-1. That's it. Anything else at all, and it's Cyclops or a tiebreaker. You know, that's as easy as it gets, and it's a big ask. It really is. We haven't seen very many score lines of 7-1, 7-0 at the major. There's a reason for it. It's because everybody's a good team. you know, so many times Des and I sit here and it's 4-0 and we're talking about going to overtime, and that's what we've been seeing. And in that case, forget about it. It's Cyclops that go through.
Yeah. I suppose obviously as well, if we put it in a petri dish, right, and look at what we had with the previous game where Team 1 have already just played, Des, it was ridiculously close versus Sonics, right? And obviously if we're weighing them up man to man right now, Cyclops look head and shoulders above Sonics. So I suppose the facts are kind of pointing that this isn't going to be happening, but if someone can make it happen, it would be this man, Alamau. He finally had the godly performance we have been touting him for. He hears a big star fragger, but there's, even with him going nuclear, is that going to be enough?
I don't mind being the bad guy and saying the line that I've said quite a few times today is my big fear for this team is that he is the one-man army on this squad. Okay, yes, Levy currently coming in positive as well at 50-43, but Alamau is built a little bit different. He's currently 56-40, whether on Smoke, whether on Buck, whether on Mozzie, whether on Twitch. He's played it all. He doesn't care. He'll bring whatever the situation calls for. But think about what he's coming up against on the other side, Jackie. He's coming up against the like of Black Ray, of Gatarada, the Monty Dropshot King in Anaton himself. There are so many names on the side of Cyclops that have tormented teams, tormented Team 1 on Oregon previously, that I'm just thinking, he might be good, but he's not kind of a 1v3, 1v4 god kind of good. That's my big concern for him right now.
Well, let me catch what you've just thrown at me there and give it right
Jackie's
back.
having none of that, I'll tell you now.
I hear about Cyclops. No, Tim, I want to know more, because the thing is, what I love about this is we kind of do have a good little dynamic. I'm in the middle just bobbing and weaving, poking you both like sleeping bears. I wanted Tim to be the one back in Brazil. I wanted you to be the one back in Cyclops, Des. Tell me why I should be out of my mind excited to see them going into this game.
All you got to do, my man, is look at their history throughout this tournament. It's not just Damwon Kia, and sure, Damwon Kia have done an amazing job beating down NIP, but Cyclops have pulled off some incredible feats of their own along the way. There's a reason why they're sat in second place. It's why they took BDS all the way through to overtime earlier on today. They're a fantastic team from start to finish, and we've been saying in APAC for a while, since the turn of the year, since they brought in Fuji and brought in Hybrid, who, by the way, said our podcast yesterday got him going, so I was buzzing about that. They have completely transformed this team to start of this year. No roster changes. They've stayed exactly the same. They've gone from this slow, lethargic team 12 months ago to one that is full of venom and bite and pizzazz, and people in APAC struggle to touch them. Now the same story is happening on the international stage. Undefeated in APAC North, 12-0 in their national league, and now here to take on the world at Mexico. You cannot stop them.
The madness that is erupting in Mexico City. It's crazy. One of the players that does have an awful lot of bite, a very strong jaw on him, Tim, Black Ray. He has been looking absolutely outrageous. Going into this game, is it just going to be another walking Black Ray highlight reel?
I mean, it certainly could be. The thing is, I think Cyclops are going to be reining in the aggression. They're not going to want to go too big on this because you don't want to get yourself into a situation. The thing is, they don't really need to do too much here. They just need to win a few rounds, you know, so you can do that by playing safe. Do I think Black Ray is going to find kills? Yes, I think Black Ray is going to find kills because that's exactly what he does. He's going to go in there, and I think there'll be some impact moments from him. I think what you'll see is as soon as Cyclops hit that 3 rounds, if they hit that 3 rounds, then the leash is going to come off. And I think, yeah, you're going to see, you know, the excitement, the fun. They'll know that that's the threshold. As soon as they get there, it'll get more aggressive. I think it could be a bit cagey to start.
Well, we've got 2 players that we've had to keep a leash on in case they bite each other's faces off. They have been going off the whole tournament like wild animals. Let's have a look at our head-to-head for this one. 2 big fraggers that we're expecting to see absolutely give it out on the server. Des, so much firepower on these teams. It's going to be like a fireworks show, mate.
It is, mate. It's not even just down to 2 players, like I say. I mean, Alamau is the one again that we're talking about on the one side. We've seen some others stepping up in the occasional round. KDS quite pleased with his play in the previous fixture we saw just a second ago. And Black Ray, he's got to be the man on Cyclops that you've got to celebrate. Earlier on against BDS, sure, things were a little bit dicey at points. I don't quite believe that's the scoreline, is it? That was a bit blown out of proportion towards Alamo. What's this all about?
These are from stage 2, Des, not including the major.
They're from stage 2. I swear Black Ray got more than that in stage 2. That's the kind of thing you drop in a single map. What's this all about?
Oh, very true. Yeah, 67 kills on Black Ray there.
I tell you what, I can get you the actual numbers because the man's got it right up here in front of him, to be fair. Black Ray, actually, no, they are the right numbers. What the hell? I'm really surprised. I thought he'd have way more than that across 7 maps. I've been exposed. But I tell you what, with how things are shaped up for him, he was a terror in the season as well. The kind of guy who'll be running around the map causing chaos. He did it against BDS earlier on today as well. The kind of guy that will be lying down at a window. He'll pop up in the mid-round, kill 2 or 3 because you left a single tiny doorway undroned, and he'll pop and cause absolute chaos. So really, him versus Alamal for me is the big showdown that you're going to see in this matchup. Keep a close eye when they clash in the mid-round.
Man, well, there you have the head-to-head. We've given you the facts. We've given you the win conditions. We've given you the players that you should keep your eyes peeled for. But the last thing we have to do is figure out where exactly this decisive best-of-1 is going to be going down. Let's swiftly move on over into the Veto and see what we're going to be left with, Tim.
Well, here we go. I think, again, nothing too wild here. You're certainly not... Well, I won't say certainly not. I'd be very surprised to see a coastline coming out here. I think it's going to be, keep it simple, keep it, where we know, where we can lock it down, where we can get a few solid defences more than anything. I think...
I do like this, Tim. Anaton currently in the lobby, he's giving it. He's coming out saying, we won versus Liquid on Consulate. Be careful. Consulate is my home.
He's starting the mind games already. You've got to love it.
Every lobby, he's been in there giving it large. Yeah. Not in a way that's disrespectful or attacking, but he's in there all fun. Caps going off. I absolutely love it. Hi, Uno and Jenga noob. What? Who's he calling the noob at Uno and Jenga? I don't know what's going on.
It's good.
I love it.
It's strong. It's strong.
He's giving it, man. He's giving it. I love it. Consulate is my home. It's like saying Consulate is my city. That's how the meme can start. But the last 4 in the pool, Consulate, Cafe, Oregon, and Villa. Don't think we'll see Oregon. Cafe's taken out, understandably, because Cyclops are absolute terrors on that map. Yep. I'm thinking Billet or Consulate feels like it's going to be the play, to be honest, Ace.
Yeah, I think we could find a way on to Consulate. I think Canada maybe just giving that away there as to exactly what's going to happen given the opportunity. I don't think Team 1 will be particularly scared of either map, but it is going to be Consulate, and what a throwdown it's going to be to finish. Honestly, I don't think that suits Team 1. How often do you see teams come away 7-0 or 7-1 on Consulate?
Anaton has warned them. He gave them the smackdown. He gave it the lip in chat and said Consulate is his home. Will they be homebound and safe, advancing to the playoffs, or will there somehow be an upset from Team 1? They only have 1 round of buffer that they are allowed to lose. Lads, strap in for this. It should be a bout that we'll be remembering for a very long time. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you very much, Jackie, for the last time. The last game on the B stream, ladies and gents. It has been one hell of a reader. I'm sorry, Ace. It is so. We've had a wonderful time these last 3 days, and we looked at the games at the start of the day and said, what game are you looking most forward to today? And we said in this last game, we wanted it to be the one that decides the spot, and that would be arguably the game of the groups. You got Team 1, a team that many had a lot of high praise for. Cyclops, who many would have written off coming into this tournament, and now they throw down with Cyclops with a massive advantage to determine who takes that second spot in this group with BDS to make it through to the playoffs on Friday. Let's get into Consulate, Ace.
Well, it will be map number 19 over the 3 days, Des. It's been an absolute pleasure here on the Bravo stream to see out the groups here at the Mexico Major, and there is one last decision to be made on the Bravo stream, and it is who goes to the playoffs. Team 1, another LATAM team, or Cyclops joining the ranks of the APAC teams that have gone there in Damwon Kia. Cyclops, they're going to be very keen to do this. They banned out the Thermite, so that's straight away a bit of a play. It's going to potentially impact Lagonis, although he's happy to play Hibana, but it is going to make that garage a bit more difficult. I was wondering if we were going to see potentially there's a book ban just at a straight up target at Alamo.
Oh, mate, they're rattling people. Vamos, says I again, because that glass ban coming through is the respect mark they were looking for. This is a team that will play glass and use it to pretty good effect. If you recall earlier on, Ace, they had that wicked smoke plant inside a cocktail on the top floor of Cafe that left BDS rattled. One worth watching back. I wonder what else they're going to ban away. The Valkyrie, no big surprise. We always say do not give these APAC teams Valkyrie on maps where it's going to be valuable to get those cams outside, or they are going to terrorize you.
Final ban will come in. It'll be our last defender. Probably, oh, we've got a Melusi. Okay, then. That's just going to mix things up a bit. Take the Banshee off the board. Melusi's ban rate plummeting after the changes to those Banshees, now that you can shoot out the middle of them, but still can be quite oppressive if used in the right location. Of course, you're having to take your ADS, you're having to take your focus away from maybe where it needs to be.
What I love is at the time people are like, oh, going to be useless now. You're never going to see her picked. Yet teams are picking her still all the time. Not enough that she's banned away, but she does get a good, decent pick rate coming through. Of course, the change that came in means you are able to shoot the gadget once it has been opened up.
She'll get a good pick rate just because she's a good roamer. She's quick. She's got a good gun. She's got a nitro. You know, there's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of reasons to still pick Melusi.
Exactly. Now, as a reminder of what we said to you before, this game ends 7-0 or 7-1 to Team 1. They make it through to playoffs. 7-2, a tiebreaker. We replay a full match. 7-3 or worse, Cyclops are the ones who take the spot. So Team 1 are very limited on mistakes, Ace, and we know against teams like BDS what Cyclops are really good at exposing, and that is mistakes in a team's lineup. Let's keep a really close eye on these first few rounds because they are going to be pivotal.
Certainly. Oh, like we say, we need to see basically the best performance that we have seen out of this Team 1 side yet. That is the reality. We haven't yet seen, we've seen, let's have a look, 17th of August, interestingly, guys. You know what the score was, though? It was actually to Cyclops, but it was 7-2. I'm just reading through, I'm like, oh no, don't do this to me. But it was Cyclops who got the win. We haven't seen at the major Team 1 pick up a win anywhere near the sort of value of 7-1, 7-0. It's just not something they've achieved. So it's going to have to be by far and away their best performance yet. They're coming in on the attack onto Consulate, and they will be trying to beat down Cyclops here in round 1 and send a message, because as soon as Cyclops get 2 on the board, they at least feel comfortable that they've got a guaranteed tiebreaker, if nothing else.
Indeed. Well, let's see how things shape up there. Mute Mozzie on the side of the defenders, all looking to cause that information blackout that we've been seeing throughout the tournament continuously. We're saying it every single map because it is just that present. On the side for Team 1, 2 pushing up towards the north. Lagonis and Levy focusing on getting these walls open inside the bathroom to try and force Susan Shi out of playing in bathroom. Sat on the Echo, quite an important operator to keep alive, but here with everything reinforced off, by the way, the majority of their reinforcements being committed inside of the bathroom. A shield in there, the Yokai's in place to feed information. I love that, by the way. It's like a periscope. He's got one inside the bathroom with him to feed information over the top of the walls, where he's opened up a line of softness across the top.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's just that innovation. It's just little things inside a Siege that I love to see that just get done differently. Now then, we've got the Rotero drone being sent up to the top floor here. Oh no, it's not a Rotero. Sorry, Flores isn't on the board. It was a regular drone. It just looked like a very big regular drone.
Had a threatening aura about it, Ace.
Certainly do, unless it was one of the Yokais. Could have been one of the Yokais. Neskin, he has a threatening aura about him as he shuts down with a headshot on to Anaton, taking down one of the key players from Cyclops so far.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a terror. He's the psychological warfare player on this team, with all the smack he was giving it in the pre-game about coming on to Matt. We beat Liquid here. You best be afraid. We've already beat your boys here before. And they're like, yeah, we don't care, mate. We're going to the Mount whether you like it or not. And he's like, okay, then I'll settle down now and we'll play it a little bit more normally. What I do like from Team 1, though, by the way, is they're doing what BDS did in their first 4 rounds of Cafe, which got them the wins in them, is taking it slow. They're not charging in and getting themselves kind of exposed to Cyclops madness. They're just saying, we'll take it slow, one at a time. Neskin, another one from the south side of the map. Really good start for Team 1. But Tim, I'm slightly wary of the clock. We are down to the final 35 seconds here in a 5 versus 3, and that Echo is still on the board.
Team 1 looking to find their way in 5 versus 3. As you say, there is still utility to be dealt with, and this could be the sticking point for them initially, but Lagonis has got himself in, and Diffuser is going down. 3 seconds to go, and that will be successful. Cover in place from Levy, manages to do it. 5 versus 1, Diffuser planted. Team 1 looking good so far. That is absolutely electric inside of round 1. Black Ray looks like he might just go for the peak. Does take damage off Neskin, but unfortunately for him, won't find the kill. Very little he can do here. 23 seconds in a 1 versus 5 if he's going to leave himself time to be able to get the Diffuser. Chip damage off another. This time KDS KDS on his Niana as he drops down through that hatch inside the round desk. He's just peeking, trying to find anything he can. There's a man pushing up the Visa stairs. They're hunting him down. The kill is going to come in. It's going to be Alamo, and it's a flawless round to start us off. And Des, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to get excited at the beginning of this game because who knows how long this storyline might last. This could be the Cinderella story to end them all. Team One, they have done it 1 out of 1 so far.
I think really we should be counting the losses, mate, because there are a fair few of them to focus on. They get towards that 2 mark. That's the tiebreaker point, and then we hit the turning point. Really, though, that was a great round. Neskin, I'll give a full shout out to him. Not a player I've mentioned, I don't think, even once so far at the whole of the competition. But doing big from the outside at long range on that sledge. One onto Anderson upstairs. The second coming in on the downstairs. The 5 versus 3. Team One get the plant down with a flawless round. Really good start on those hopefuls for a tiebreaker. My little heart can't take it. I will happily say I really want Cyclops to do this for the story, but by the same token, tiebreaker as a fan would be one to behold.
Until we get to 2 rounds, every round is a final to me at this point. That is the reality. Until Cyclops put a 2 on the board, this is just... everything is on the line in every single round. They're going to be going downstairs this time. Cyclops, they're going to be defending down in garage and cafeteria. We've got the deployable shield up on the boxes. Pretty standard there. Triple wall reinforced. We've got the Echo once again. A second deployable shield actually on the pipes as well. ADS is in there, so I'd expect to see quite a heavy hold coming in from the bottom of yellow stairs for Cyclops. We've got Anaton on the alibi, is it? No, Anaton's on the Jaeger this time. Black Ray on the alibi, just putting those. There you go. Gets himself the ping, and it's a clever place to put it because you can't see through that window, Des. If you try to take the challenge thinking there could be a peek there, you can't see if there's actually anybody there. So you get a ping for free.
It was nice and cheeky. It's a nice thing about those, although they're not, I would argue, not as valuable as frost mats. And, you know, back in the day, it used to be a bit of a meme if you stepped in a frost mat. These days, it seems to happen once a map where the frost is being brought along. They do serve as good, and speaking here again about the alibi decoys, is that if you step into them, you do get yourself pinged out. So even without shooting them or being baited into it, still of great use, like we just mentioned a second ago. Gatorado in an interesting spot playing on a mirror, by the way. Not really where you see a mirror stood in the open. Normally, it is cowering behind one of those black mirrors. Grenades coming in here, burning through these ADSs. Oh, that one getting eaten up by the ADSs around the corner. If it had fallen a little bit shorter, they'd have got themselves a mute. Oh, no, the third one as well. They're chewing through the mace. They have got 6 frags to play with, mind you. So still 3 in the back pocket. But the problem is, those ADSs will come back online.
They certainly will. A lot of them burnt there, and that's great setup from Cyclops. And this could be interesting, Des, because, of course, the thermite was banned out. It's important to remember that. Usually we see that triple wall opened up massively, but maybe not so this time, as we're working with an ace and the limited number of Selma charges. Could make life a little bit more difficult when they try to go in, but how about this? Instant rush into yellow stairs there as the alibi decoy is taken out just as the man is repelling in. KDS established now, can start to push down. Gatorada inside a bathroom. We haven't had a challenge yet. He gets picked up. They know that he's there. The decoy coming in. The Gemini seeing him, but there's nobody following it just yet. 1 minute 5 seconds left to go, and as I said, these teams, they don't want to give up early kills. We expected KJ, and KJ is what we get him. They're just fencing. It's all just about the gentle touches of each other's defense, attack, seeing who can outmaneuver who. KDS looking to get that kill onto Gatorada in the bathroom. It's gonna be a Lemo on the knock. Manages to get things started. Anaton taking damage, shut down. It's going towards Team One again. 5 versus 3. 35 seconds left to go.
They're playing this so well. It does feel a bit cagey and a little bit nervous, but as soon as those first couple of kills come in, you see Team One fill with confidence. They burst the way forward. They start stepping in. Positions being assumed by the members of Cyclops. Black Ray, the main challenger, holding off towards Spiral. Alamal, the one holding outside of the breach. They've got the numbers. They've got everything they need here, Tim, to make it work. Another one for Alamal, the man stepping up. One coming in for Black Ray. Got to watch out for Yellow now. Wins that trade as well. The Yokai comes in, gets one blast down. Final 5 seconds seconds. The drop coming in. Alamau, sorry, Black Ray, the one into the 1 versus 1, gets the spray. Can't find a second. It's into a 2 versus 1. As Suzu Shi, the last one left standing, but can't do anything. The EMP came out and disabled the Yokais. Gonna have to try and turn this one into a 1 versus 2. That's exactly what it's going to become. Suzu Shi with it all to do. The support player for Cyclops, not normally known for big clutch situations, but if there's any time to do one, it's going to be now. Some pings coming through for the team. Can't see Levy lay down. Team 1, 2 rounds back to back.
Perfect start for them, and the dream is still alive, Des. The dream is still a possibility. It could be turned into a reality as Team 1 find themselves 2-0 on the attack. Successful so far into press and lobby, successful into garage and cafeteria. Just able to get in there. I won't say they made it look easy. Alamo stopped planting 3 times because of the Yokai drone, but ultimately the charges run out, the Thatcher's available, there are ways of dealing with it, and the diffuser goes down on the ground and the kills come in. Team 1 lock it down, but it's getting closer. That's the point. It was flawless in round 1. This time it was down to a 2 versus 1. It's getting closer. Cyclops, they're going to be aiming for that first round. Even 2 defensive rounds will guarantee them another chance here with a tiebreaker.
I don't want to get too excited too early on, Tim.
I do.
Was insufferable. I was already
Too
starting
late.
to be insufferable, saying there's just no way they can do it. I'm going to stay that way. Don't get me wrong. I've put my opinion out there. I'm sticking behind it.
What point do you start believing, Des? What point do you start believing? 4-0? 5-0?
We get no. If we get to the second half and Team 1 win the first round, then I start believing.
So what if it's like maybe 5-1 and then they get 6-1?
I'm already believing by then, aren't I, mate?
You believing in that? Okay.
I'll believe in the 1 round win on the other side of the map, because Cyclops are normally really disruptive on the defense, but their attacks can be razor sharp as well. They've got some stuff they can whip out. Thinking about the Monty, for example. That's what I'm keeping an eye on.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it progresses. For the time being, Team 1 have come in and they've got themselves the first couple of rounds. Sometimes, Des, and you know, this isn't, I'm not trying to cast the curse, but sometimes things like this can almost be self-fulfilling prophecies. You get these really difficult thresholds for teams to win, and you know, I'm a traditional sports fan for the majority of my life, and you just see these things happen sometimes, and you just think, you know, that's almost unbelievable. And right now, Team 1, they're still on the path, but there is a long way to go. Cyclops have shown that they've been an unbelievably capable team so far. They've been so enjoyable to watch at this Mexican major, and I'm sure that there are a lot of neutral fans that have taken them on board as their team and will be looking to see them progress, and that is still a strong possibility. But Team 1, they're doing everything they need to so far. They're going to be attacking this time onto the top floor, I think we're seeing. Or is it back into press and lobby? I'm just getting so carried away, guys. It's press and lobby. I'm just getting so carried away. I'm missing the menu screens. I'm just excited that it's 2-0. They're going to want to take top floor control regardless. Lagona straight in, joins Neskin inside of Copy there, and just looking to get established now. But Gatorada's feeding information in. There's Nitros below them. Ayagator is there as well. Need to be very careful. There's not going to be much movement for them. We're waiting, but they move away. I know that the Pulse wasn't in position to, but Ayagator was. Doesn't have his Nitro there, so I don't know if it's been deployed and left or whether he's already used it.
Probably deployed and left, I would have imagined it comes out, which is when the drone game then starts to get focused in for the side of Cyclops. Again, we get towards that final 60 seconds. No one's been picked off. It's been pretty peaceful, all things considered. A bit of maneuvering and posturing for either side, squaring each other up, but no one yet going down. Allerton did take a few shots, but not enough to take him out of the match just yet. There's the first blood being drawn once again. Allerton, same as in round 1, is the target, but KDS is the assailant this time.
And so it begins. Team 1 find their first kill once again, find that man advantage, but this one just feels a little bit different to me. Cyclops holding on better. 40 seconds left to go, but no shut down from the hatch. Ayagator can't give them away like that. Levy manages to find the headshot. Vertical superiority proving decisive once again. 30 seconds left to go. Team 1 need to get moving, but they've shown an ability to get the diffuser down a number of times now. Both rounds so far. Black Ray with the Powder gets shut down. Lagonis is inside. He's about to start putting that diffuser down. Almost certainly going to happen. KDS finds Suzuki, and this is it. Round 3 looks like it's going in the direction of Team 1 as well. Gatorada manages to find one. Almost certainly impactless. Finds a second. 1 versus 3 still. Diffuser down on the ground. Throws out the nitro, looking for anybody who might be playing the vertical angle, but he's not going to find them. Moves into the bathroom, can't find his angle because the hatch is open. Has to challenge in through that double door. He's going to be shut down as soon as he does. He finds one, knows the man's there, can pre-fire, but out come the shots, and Neskin shuts him down on the sledge, and the dream is still alive for Team 1. It's 3-0.
It's insane. I mean, after those 2 kills that Gatorada got, it did reduce the impact a little bit, but prior to that, across 3 rounds, Cyclops have got 3 kills. This is not the impact that we're used to seeing out of Cyclops, and understandably so after 3 rounds of emptiness and despair. Cyclops call themselves a tactical timeout. They want to pause the flow here. Team 1, dare I say, it looks a lot like what BDS did earlier on. They are playing this so patiently and slowly and carefully. It's not really what we're used to seeing from the big major regions normally, but Cyclops here, and to some extent other APAC teams, are forcing a different style of play. They know that these teams like Damwon Kia and Cyclops have got this aggressive play style that's quite fluid, agile, rapid. What's the best thing you can do? Just slow it down, to slowly decrease the size of the pen, the area that you give Cyclops to play in, find the kills in isolation, and push your way forward from there. Really big start for Team 1, and this is where I think fans start to get excited, Tim, because 4 more rounds, and Team 1, if it carries on at this kind of pace, would be going through with Cyclops going home.
Team 1 are playing it perfectly so far, as you say, but genuinely, Des, I'm getting excited because of the game. I'm certainly not jumping on board Team 1 and saying, you know, I want them to careen through and get it. Cyclops have got the ability. Cyclops just need to take a breather here. I think there's a twist in this tale. I don't think Team 1 come through with a 7-0. I think we're at least going to have that position where there's no more mistakes left for them to make. But the question is, at what point does that come? If they have a 6-0 half and Cyclops then manage to get 1 attack, they're fighting against that every single time, and it's going to be really tough for them to front up, for them to face up to. And Team 1, they just need to keep the pressure on. But the thing is, they don't want to get carried away with it. You've said there, you know, the thing that they're doing right is taking the time, moving in slowly, getting the kills, and just making Cyclops feel like there's nowhere for them to move. It's just this ever-decreasing sort of ring around them that's closing in on them. If they start rushing, that's when the mistakes will come out.
It's exactly it, right? It's like a caged animal that you're trying to kind of slowly let out a little bit, but it will burst out if there's even the tiniest crack in those bars, because Cyclops can be that wild animal, as Jackie described them back on the pre-desk. Feels almost like Cyclops want to try and match that pace as well. A bit more of a passive comp coming out here, looking at it, thinking towards the smoke. They've got the Clash on side, the Maestro. They're saying, all right, guys, you want to play the slow game? We'll show you a slightly different side to our own style of play. I guarantee, though, you are still going to see Blackcry getting out around the map and looking to cause trouble. And Tim, look, there's another victim of the spreading curse of the FMG smoke, because iGator is bringing that along as well.
We'll keep a close eye on that and see how it goes. Now then, I'm always interested, Des, when you get the Clash pick coming in, Anaton's brought it along. I just start looking at it, we know how capable Cyclops are with shields. Normally, I'd be saying, is this a little bit of a desperation move? Are they thinking, you know, God, we need to close this down. Let's just bring a shield. Let's just make life difficult. That's not the case for Cyclops. They are way confident with these shield operators, and they use them as part of their regular arsenal. I think this could be the perfect time for them bringing the Clash along.
I mean, this is cheeky. This is the kind of thing they would do on the attack, if you remember. Try and play him behind this, and ult for the first time. They found the opening kill, but really because the focus is coming in onto the Clash. A little slip of attention coming in elsewhere, and Alamau, the player that you want to be bringing down. And guess who strikes? It's Blackray, his nemesis, his rival in this fixture.
Huge start there. Absolutely what Cyclops needed. And the thing is, it's just about that Clash taking focus. Alamau was trying to deal with it. We had the stun grenades coming in from the Zafir that he was playing, and that is where his focus was. And that is something that Clash does fantastically well. It's not just about defending. It's not just about the electricity or the information. It's about that being a magnet for people's eyeballs. People want to keep an eye. Where is the Clash? What's the Clash doing? Where are they trying to front up? What information are we giving away? And it's already struck at the beginning of the round. We're a minute in. It's 4 versus 4. Don't lose focus on the fact that Gatorada went down in that exchange as well. So Team 1 keeping themselves level. This is tense as everything slows down in round 4 after 2 openers.
Reminds me again of the BDS game earlier on, where in the rounds 5 and 6, when they started losing members relatively early on, that's when the wheels started to come off, because parts of that 5-point plan involving all 5 players fell by the wayside. It turned into a 4-point one. They didn't quite have anything to complete everything they were looking for. I feel like they found the man there, Black Ray, using that for pretty good effect as well. The constant ping coming through and takes the long-range challenge. ADS now starting to square himself up around the bottom of yellow. Such a key power position. We've seen so much damage done from this location, and we've still got 70 seconds to play with, let's not forget.
There is time on the clock, but that is one of my concerns for Team 1. The executions have been coming quite late in the round, last 30, last 20 seconds, and you only get one chance at it. We saw Alamo fighting with that Yokai drone to get the diffuser down in time, for example. You can't keep rolling the dice like that. 45 seconds left to go. Lagonis only just opening up the breach on the triple wall to allow him in to get that diffuser down. He's got Levy on the cover, and Team 1, I think they're going to go for this here and now.
Black Ray's still on the move. You know what he's like. You can't stop him when he's moving around. They see him stepping in as well. They know about the Evil blasting him away. They can't do much else. They can see him on the lower one. Lagonis going to find himself getting burnt out here. He has to come around for the challenge. They get rid of the Evil Eye. That's the big one you want. The smoke comes through. Lagonis down to about 30 HP. Make that about 30 actually now as it bleeds down to that mark from about 40. Plan being stuck with 8 men still alive on the field. How does it happen, Ace? There's nothing they can do. Cyclops now got a stage of retake on one of the hardest sites to pull off a retake in the game. Netskin bringing down Irrigated. This could be that 4th round they're looking for, but Aniton strikes back, sick and tired of being the opening kill in rounds 1 and 3. He wants something to do. Black Ray, another.
Do it behind Aniton.
Can he do it by himself? They can sit here behind the shield. We saw this earlier on, but he finds him. Gets round the side of the shield. They've got 20 seconds. Black Ray has got to nail this. They need to make it work. He's going for the defuse on the back. Shield back out. Now you've got to protect the man. If he weaves this round again, there is going to be trouble. Can't quite get the bullets through. The Clash has done the protection job for them. That is one of the 2 rounds to guarantee at least a tiebreaker.
Cyclops coming out with a great defense there. I love what I see from Aniton. Des, I couldn't believe the shot that Levy made though on that first attempt at the disable. He threaded the needle down the side of that Clash shield, found the man and took him down, and I started thinking this might just go wrong here, and then you could see the confusion setting in. You could see the panic on the side of Cyclops. You had Aniton flipping around, shield on his back, thinking I'm going to go for the disable, but no, the other man does it instead, so he has to turn around, and I'm thinking this is the time to strike, but Levy just couldn't get into position before that Clash shield came out, and Cyclops get it over the line, and that is it now. No more mistakes for Team 1. They have to win every single round from here, otherwise the best they can hope for is that tiebreaker match.
I've not cast a game this tense in a long time. There have been some close games, but this one just feels something quite special. I'm nervous for the players. Sat here casting it, you feel like you're part of the fixture. You're like you're part of the story, and we are. You're either on one side of history, seeing 2 APAC teams making it through to the playoff stage of a major. We will have complete parity in representation from each region around the world, which itself is amazing. But on the other, Team 1 who have just got that sliver of hope, the string of possibility that seems almost impossible. But after those first 3 rounds, you feel like it could be on the way.
I believe the A-Stream have joined us as well. You're probably familiar by now with the circumstances that we are facing, but Team 1 have to win this in regular time. I just want to give you an idea of the stakes. Alamo comes out big with an opener onto Black Ray, who was trying to get aggressive. It sounds like an air jab was triggered there as well, potentially. We'll keep an eye on whether that's left anybody high and dry. But the stakes of the match. Team 1 have to win. They need 3 points. But the score is also important because that win would bring us down to a tiebreaker on round win percentage. So basically, Team 1, they have to win 7-1. Cyclops have got 1 round now, so that is the best that Team 1 can hope for. They can't lose another round. If it's a 7-2 finish to Team 1, we would have a tiebreaker match. Anything else, Cyclops go through. That's it.
What I want to point out, by the way, with this opening kill, Gatorada was the big disruptor in the previous round, and Alamo was the opening death. I'm not going to say it's down to 2 players, but those 2 being off the board or on the board has such a massive impact on the round outcome itself. It feels like it was an ending 3v1 for Cyclops. Sure, Levy found one to bring it down to a 2 versus 1, but there was a bit too much work for him to do from there. Now that Black Ray's off the board and Alamo is not, this is where I really start to favour Team 1 in taking the round this early on.
Yep, Team 1 getting themselves established inside of admin, and look how switched on they are. Des. We've got KDS. He's inside of admin. He's sat on top of the reinforced hatch so that he can't get hit with a nitro from below. They are thinking about everything here. They don't want to leave themselves exposed any more than they need to. There's kills that need to come in, but there's plenty of time to find them. And Team 1 have shown an ability in the late round to move into sites and get the diffuser down. As I said, they don't want to roll that dice every time, leaving it too late. If the opportunity is there to do it with a few more seconds on the clock, then all the better. 1 minute left to go.
A bomb has been located.
Absolutely as well. A very shield-shaped hole being opened into that wall, which is one you look at and go, huh. There's a shield on side, it would make a lot of sense, but neither team has a shield. There is no Monty. There is no Clash. Nothing here worth getting worried about walking its way through that mammoth-shaped hole that has been opened up. Cyclops still skirting their way around here, looking up and down Spiral. Constantly keeping the side of Team 1 guessing. I hope to God they've got some flank drone set because we've seen what they can do when they aren't in place. Damage coming on to KDS. Alamau also at half HP, but they're in. They're going in for the plant here, but there's a shotgun. Welcome to the APAC special. They love themselves a shotgun. It's the only way I can describe it. C4 goes off. Lagonis having to back himself away and now going to go for it again. He's got a shotgun below you, my man. You've just heard about it as well. But it's Anaton to get the kill. The denial game coming in pretty strong. 15 seconds still to play. And Iagate on the downstairs might yet find himself another.
The problem, obviously, for the diffuser going down is the holes that have been opened up that leave lines of sight onto those desks, so they just have to take the risk. Alamau in once again. We've seen him with a successful plant already, but the attempt comes out. You see him, he gets him with the pistol. It's going to be a Cyclops win. Des, the dream is at least almost over for Team 1. That guarantees now the best they can hope for would be a tiebreaker rematch here if the teams were to finish as they are now, 7-2 to Team 1. It would be a dead heat, and we would have a rematch, effectively, a tiebreaker. I can't see that being the case here. Cyclops, they've found that momentum that they needed. There's Team 1. They've had the wobble. They just, for me, if they were going to do it, it was 7-0 or nothing. It was, you know what I mean? It was come in and just win every single round, because as soon as Cyclops got one, they were going to get more.
Yeah. They're a team that really start riding off that momentum. And for me, again, the big key in that round was Black Ray was the first one dead, and they still managed to deny. It's one thing that we've observed over the last year and a half, Tim. APAC love shotguns. I'm thinking about the countless supernova kills inside of church defenses on Clubhouse. I'm thinking about the bandit shotguns we've seen in some maps like Coastline. We've seen all kinds of craziness come out of the region, and here, the Pulse Attack shotgun, ready to deny, C4 in hand, pistol for the little finish-off job if they needed to touch it around the edges. Just beautiful stuff coming out from them, and Team 1 now need 4 rounds on the bounce.
Well, I tell you what, Des, there's a lot of people at home around the world that are thinking, come on, 7-2.
I mean,
they're thinking, we don't want any more rounds to Cyclops. Team 1 have just gained a lot of fans.
Chat are just like baying for blood at this point, I'm sure. Like,
they just want to watch the world burn.
They
just want to watch the world burn. Team 1 have just gained tens of thousands of fans who just want them to come through now with 4 consecutive rounds and to finish this off 7-2. But given what we've seen out of Cyclops, I don't want to be the one to disappoint. There's a clash on side.
This is horrible.
There's a clash on side, feeding information in.
But think about it. If someone were to step up from behind that clash at a moment's notice and hit on that spawn peak with the intel being fed, you can't ever look away from the clash, but you can't kill it either. That's pretty clever. I mean, now he has stepped away fine, but it's the constant fear of what if there is someone waiting behind it for him to sidestep and us to get banged in the head.
Absolutely that. And I think, like I say, with Cyclops bringing the clash along, we've already seen it successful so far. It was touch and go, but I just think this is the moment for Cyclops. And, you know, it's time now to start getting excited about the APAC team, Des. We've given Team 1 their moment. They've had their chance, and the mistakes have come in. They've unfortunately lost the rounds. The best they can hope for is that rematch. This is now about Cyclops. This is about their ability to show that they can compete toe-to-toe with arguably the best region in the world world. And APAC, they can go away no matter what happens in this tournament, heads held high, because they have convinced a lot of people of their quality, and it's time for Cyclops to double down now and really show what they can do. KDS finds one onto Suzuki. Lagonis gets one onto Ayagator. Team One are still fighting. They're having absolutely none of this. They don't want to throw it away, but Anaton needs to be dealt with.
I mean, that grenade came singing in. Anton was like, where the bloody hell are you throwing that, my dude? Not at me, apparently. Completely missing it over. Another one looping over the top. That one does some damage. Oh, Black Ray goes for it, but the answer was there. They were ready. C4 in hand onto the outside of the window. No one was that close, but there is one inside a bathroom. Gatorada finding one. He was already in the clutch situation earlier on. Window or sight has got to be his choice. Connector apparently is the answer. Can't quite find what he needs to, and now he's flanking in behind. Neskin somehow kills Lagonis. Neskin gets down. Can that be it? Can he hold on? No, he can't. Levy comes in from yellow. It's another round going the way of Team 1 Ace. It's still a long way to go, but you're seeing that yellow brick road starting to lay itself before us.
You really are. And that gives us the 4-2 half for Team 1. Cyclops moving on to the attack, though. And as you said yourself, there's Cyclops, a team that can be very sharp on the attack. Very good at disrupting Anaton, Ying, Monty. He's just playing into mind games at this point.
God damn it. I've just had a look at chat and the sort of stuff that's going on in there, and there's some great copy basters that go, phone emoji, hello Team 1, NIP here, we are at the airport, don't be late.
I see chat being as understanding as ever, Des.
When is it not? It's a beast that cannot be contained, much in the same way that it is becoming increasingly difficult to deal with Cyclops. Those 2 rounds that they found, yes, they're on the board. One more guarantees them that spot. So for Team 1, we keep on saying it, but nothing short of perfection is allowed. Very demanding employers here, Ace, is the only way I can describe it.
Certainly is. It's going to be down to Team 1 now. They're going to be defending Archives and Tellers, and the thing is, it's not going to be an easy site for them to hold down. It's the split site. We've just seen them struggle to get in there and attack it to get the diffuser down. It wasn't the site for them to attack. They were unable to do so. They were shut down with the final pistol kill that closed out the round. And I'm going to try to do the same thing here. Cyclops need to get into the top floor, need to just close down the angle, close things down, and need opening kills. They've got Anaton on the Monty. That is a point to the credit for Cyclops.
And of course, in the round that might just be the nail in the coffin, you bring the steel coffin himself, Anaton on Monty. The resident APAC main, for those who aren't aware of Cyclops and what they're all about. A stat that we've peddled a few times in the Japanese league, which, by the way, had a $310,000 prize pool this season. Ludicrous for a national league. Monty was banned away 30% of the time. A lot of that on the back of Cyclops and just how good Anaton is at this operator. They often pair it up with someone stepping in behind him. He sidesteps or someone takes shots around him. Can be absolutely lethal. They managed to get their way in on the downstairs at the very least and look like they're trying to go for this lateral push on the ground floor. Forget about trying to go for a full top floor clear. Just work your way across down into the archives and look for that plan.
Anaton diffuser in hand, just working his way through cafeteria, but he's going to need some support. Look at the angles that are being used here. Gatorada just trying to find something through the drone hole, but won't have any success. 1 minute 45 in, still 5 versus 5. The ping's coming out just to let Anaton know that there is somebody ahead of him looking to block up and challenge from that Pico, just forcing the man away. Cyclops getting aggressive here. Black Ray going in. I'm not sure if they're aware of the man inside of Archives. He's going to wait for his moment. He's going to find his moment. Gets the kill onto Lagonis, but KDS did get the opener onto Suzuki. We've got Black Ray on low health here. Anaton takes out the cam. Going to have an opportunity potentially to get the diffuser down. There's a lot of distraction going on right now. There's 2 versus 4. He might get away with this.
Oh,
the Nitro misses. The plant is there. This could be the moment for Cyclops, but it won't be easy. 2 versus 4. Anaton going wild on the pistol. He's got the shield. He's using the jiggle. There's a couple of kills come in. It's 1 versus 2. Gatorada. He's full health. He's got everything he needs to do this.
He's seeing over the planet, sees the helmet, surely. Just sees it, goes for the head, gets the down as well, rotates out to the hole. Gatorada can do it here for APAC for Cyclops. No, he cannot. KDS gets it, and they've got time. The diffuser's going to come off. It's 5 and 2. 2-round stand between Team 1 and a tiebreaker rematch.
I don't believe what I'm seeing right now. Cyclops able to... I really don't. Cyclops able to get in and get the diffuser down, and I can just feel the tension's palpable right now. Not just in the game, but everybody enjoying it at home, everybody enjoying it in the chat. I just know that everybody is on the edge of the seat with this one. It is one of the best games that we have seen in a long, long time. Team One, 5-2. They are looking for 2 more consecutive rounds to keep the dream alive.
This is the thing, right? It's the story surrounding the game that makes it so riveting from start to finish. They're really doubling down on trying to slow down this Monty, by the way. The Capcan coming out, you got the laser gates, the smokes, the yokais, everything they can think of to try and impede Anaton. Worth noting for him, by the way, very impressed by those 2 pistol kills that he got in a 2 versus 4. Like, that shouldn't really be a thing. A Monty normally keeps the shield up, but Anaton finds a bit of a fragger when he's got the shield out. That pistol doing a good bit of work for them. 2 more rounds for Team One, though. Again, we need to see perfection, Ace.
Really do, and like I've said, the Team One that we've seen so far is not one that we would expect perfection from. They've certainly been beatable here at the Mexico Major, but Jackie and I have kept saying that we know there's better in this team. We know that there's better performances, and sometimes it's just consistency. And right now, the consistency that they showed us was unfortunately those poor performances, but a lack of consistency is starting to show itself with a great one coming out now.
Okay, let's see what the approach is this time round. Because, of course, it's not going to be identical in terms of push. It is the press and lobby setup, which to me just suggests you go direct to site here. Easiest way is going to be by the front door. But Anaton and co have a different idea. They're working their way in from the back. There's 2 pushing out towards the east. Monty, Anaton, he is the VIP here. He's the one with the shield. He's the one with the diffuser. One to keep an eye on. You may find him heading his way in towards Piano for the potential plant. What they need to be aware of, though, is where these other members of the team want to play. And there are 2 C4s on side. There are these Capcans. They could bully someone out, but the upstairs control is there. Maybe you find someone looking to play downstairs cheeky through, for example, the garage hatch. You've got all kinds of options, or just playing through the soft flooring. In comes Anaton. Where do they go from here, Ace? Because we're only 50 seconds in.
In comes the big shieldy boy, looking to put some pressure on. Ooh, we have an early challenge there. Black Ray just looking up those Visa stairs, but cannot find the man. We've got the Yokai drone looking to just get the view of Piano. It's going to stick itself to the ceiling there. Levy just coming off for the time being to make a challenge, if necessary, onto the yellow stairs door. Have absolutely no idea which way this is going to go, Des. It is just so difficult to call. KDS goes out of the window. He gets one onto Ayagator. Can he make it back in safely? I'm sure Cyclops might be scrambling, but they're all on the wrong side of the map to be able to impact on KDS. Gatorada tries from the rooftop, manages to find some shots. Black Ray's been down. It's falling apart. Team One, they are looking at getting another round on the board. Suzushi, though, manages to get a kill. 4 versus 3, 3 versus 3. It's bouncing backwards and forwards. 1 minute 15 left to go.
Blackray 8-2 Capcans in this round and found himself going down there on the spiral stairs. Unbelievable. Just goes to show, same as with Frost, even if it only works once a match, you've just brought down one of the most deadly threats on the side of Cyclops. That's the kind of kill that you want. But Monty still stands, Tim, and as we always say, as these numbers dwindle down, the value of that Monty only grows further.
It really does. You know, the fewer that you're facing up against, the more difficult it is for those remaining players to fight against that shield, to create a situation where there's a crossfire, to create that exposure, to be able to land shots. Gatorada misses his opportunity. It's fleeting and he can be completely forgiven for it. Never easy to hit those momentary shots. Now then, Neskin just finding the exposed leg of Levy there on the door.
I mean, speaking of Levy, dropping down to about 45 HP there. A grenade tickling him from the bottom, but Anderson's in. Feeding information. We know how much he loves to go for his kills. Oh, the drops on Monty! Not for the second day in a row.
It's 1v3,
Neskin,
it's 1v3.
last man left standing. He's going in for the plan. Can he do it? Lagonis is down. He's got to clutch it out. Suzuki loses the shot. Addington, it's the Monty 1v1. You don't win these, I'm afraid, team.
Got to pick Lagonis up.
The C4 can do it. No, it cannot. He won't be able to get Lagonis up, Tim. Oh, no. No way. No way does he get him back up. They could do this. They've killed him. It's a quadra kill. We're going to round 9. Team 1, 1 round away from a tie. tiebreaker.
This is heartbreaking to watch for Cyclops right now. Twice they've had that diffuser down. Twice they've had the man there available to try and fight and get it over the line. And twice they've been unable to do it. Neskin just coming in clutch for his team, picking up Lagonis, winning the fight, disabling the diffuser. I can't, honestly, Des, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I'll tell you what, Tim, I was feeling tired in our last 3 games today. We've done 32 hours of casting in the last 3 days. I am cream crackered. But this game has got me feeling like it's game 1 on day 1 again. I'm absolutely buzzing. It's not the coffee I've basting my way through. This game, we sat on desk and said there is just no way it works out to be this way. They're 1 round off pulling it off, Tim. 1 single round.
Attackers need to locate
This
and defuse bombs.
is potentially a historic moment in Siege Days. That's the reality of what we're looking at here. That's the scale of the accomplishment, potentially, of Team 1 here, but they haven't done it yet. There is one more site for them to hold down, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on the shoulders of this team right now, because they know that one mistake, any one of these individuals overpeaks something, exposes themselves, makes a wrong move, it could be the end of any possibility of doing this. It has to be perfect, and it has to be now. Cyclops on the attack once again. It's been tough for them so far.
5 seconds.
It's not been easy. We haven't yet seen them win an attack. They're gonna have to buck that trend.
This is ludicrous, Tim. Honestly, ludicrous. They choose this round to be the one they step away from the Monty. Anaton moving on to the Capitale with those smoke bolts. And what does Lagonis bring along? It's the Warden. There's an Echo on side. You can just see so many things that are going to ruin Cyclops' party on this attack. There is so much to count on with those 2 rounds going back to back to the favor of the defenders. Cyclops need to pull off something special here, Tim. It's kind of the air quotes offsite stepping in. Maybe that's why they stepped away from the Monty here, thinking repel on windows sounds pretty good to me. We'll play for that for this top floor plant. It's all going to come down to the small things in this round, and right now it's going to start with an execute onto KDS, who initially was in yellow but is very quickly backed away.
Anaton with the Capito, looking to work the yellow stairs window. This is, of course, an attack onto top floor, just clearing out goo mines there. Black Ray on the Twitch drone. Won't be able to get up the stairs. He could well find himself. There he goes. Look at that angle. There's absolute beauty. He loses his drone afterwards, but it allows others in. 5 versus 5 still, 1 minute 50. Cyclops trying to get control over the yellow stairs, so they're likely to go for a plant inside of the console office, behind the desk, or even right up on that reinforced wall against Connector. But they're going to need some kills. They're going to need a little bit more control before they can do that.
Been so tense the whole way through, and it feels like it's reaching the peak here, Tim. Gathering up on the console windows, yellow stairs the focus, skylight someone was sat upon as well. Slowly, these members of Team 1 have pulled themselves back, forming a defensive line halfway across the map. Enough to challenge, but enough that they don't feel too exposed to the members of Cyclops, almost chasing their tails here, trying to find someone to kill, and to date, not yet able to find anyone. There's a couple pushing in. Neskin, that, honestly, this guy is having the game of his career right now. Massive opening kill onto Irrigator.
That is big. There's no other way to describe it. That's the ash off the board. Team 1, 55 seconds left for them to survive, to be able to take this over the line. They've got Yokai drones, they've got utility, they've got manpower, they've got everything they need to be able to close this one out. Suzuki just looking to get inside of the building still. Not even there. Going to be heading up to the balcony. It looks like, for me, Cyclops are just unsure, Des, of exactly where to push here.
They're not sure what to do because Team 1, it's like chasing shadows. They can't find them. Lagonis gets another. It's happening. Suzuki, 1 to Levy. Black Ray goes big and brings down Lagonis, but Alamau still stands. Neskin, 1 back onto Anaton. 3 versus 2. Team 1, numbers advantage with them. You've got Suzuki. You've got Black Ray. Can they do it here for APAT? Tim, 10 seconds. He goes down. No way have they pulled us to our first tiebreaker in Siege Esports history. Yes, they have. Vamos, Team 1. It's a tiebreaker ace.
The LATAM region keep fighting, showing why they are so entertaining. Unbelievable from Team 1 there. They were 1 round short as of just taking the whole thing outright. But there is a lot to be sorted out now.
Oh my word. Now, someone told me the noise that you're hearing on the stream is unbelievable. We don't hear the noise, but I can only imagine Team One screams as that game built up to a fever pitch. That is something special. A tiebreaker. Cyclops are going to be rattled. But I guess the one nice thing is, like you say, the self-fulfilling prophecy. They knew that 7-2 was the tiebreaker point. You could see the Cyclops were nervous, but I will give everything to the side of Team One. They played that so patiently. They didn't rush to race their way. And just to remind you guys what this means, the score is 7-2. And here is the graphic that will showcase to you exactly what we were playing for here. It's almost like you spun a wheel of fortune, Tim, and it has landed on the $1 million prize. That 7-2 scoreline means there is a tiebreaker match that needs to be played between Cyclops and Team One. No handicaps. The best part is Cyclops beat them 7-2 on Oregon yesterday. Now Team One have come to Consulate and beat them 7-2. What's going to happen in this next map?
Well, I mean, I did point out that scoreline before we started.
You did.
Cyclops have won it 7-2. The thing is, like you say, now it's a straight-up fight. There's no win conditions anymore beyond win the game. That's it. Whoever wins it, takes it, goes through to the playoffs. It gets super simple now. As simple as it gets. I just get... Honestly, Des, I'm just absolutely astounded. What a performance from Team One. They've saved the best to last. It's the absolute last minute possible, the last second possible to keep themselves in it.
Jackie, my man, you were the only one that had blind faith. Me and Tim, we stepped away from Team One, but you stayed in the light, brother. Fair play.
The boys themselves, I told you, I couldn't look Lagonis in the face and see that little glint in his eye and not go, yeah, I can see a 7-2. But, I mean, honestly, if I'm picking out one player to give the props to, it's got to be Nesk, right? That was a life game. How on earth,
honestly,
was he able to pull off any of those clutches?
I was tracking the entry the whole way through. 8-1 they ended on. 8-1 on entry. Neskin finding 2 of those, but it was the impact he was having throughout the rounds, Jackie. The long-range kills absolutely played his brains out there. Fair damn play to him.
He did. He wouldn't even let them process a fort, Des. All he was doing is put a bullet through where their forts get processed. Absolutely rinses them. Ridiculous quad kill. That round was balmy, by the way. That was it. I was thinking, all right, you know, they've done well. They've got it close, but they're not going to be able to get it over the edge. How on earth have they outplayed him? The C4 going over the Monty. I'm sat there, Tim, freaking out.
It's I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words, Jackie. I've never seen anything of the like. How Team One have been able to get themselves inside of the server and get that job done is just beyond me, especially after the performances that we've seen so far.
It's crazy. It really is. Because that's the big storyline, right? As we were looking at this, and we had firsts that were available to us. One of them being, if Cyclops won, we would have 2 teams from each region going to the playoffs, which would be history in Rainbow Six. That can still happen, but they have to win the now tiebreaker game, the extra best of 1. You enjoyed the stream so much, we've added another game onto the B stream, Des. We get to cover it right here, right now. It's going to be crazy.
It needs it. It sorely needs it. But my brain's just like, whoa, breathe for 5 seconds. Get oxygen back through your circuits, because my God, do I need it. That first time in history, just saying, made at Mexico. Whatever, you guys carry on. I can't do it.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not surprised. You would be at a loss for words off the back of that. That game had everything. That was a staple game. History is in the making. And right now, it looks like Team Ones are the ones that are right in the history book, Tim. They've done it once, and there's something weird about the B stream. For some reason, we consistently have these repeat results whenever there's back-to-back games. Could it happen, Tim? Could we see Team One, after all the groundwork they put in, somehow steal the spot from Cyclops?
Absolutely we can. And the thing is, I'm going to tell you another thing. This game now is almost certainly going to overtime.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing, right? There's no boundaries, there's no limits.
There's not going to be any.
There's
not going to be any 7-1, 7-2. It's going to go to the wire now.
Like, we were sat there with really a game that was kind of cordoned off with red tape either side. We had so many little caveats to how Cyclops could win it. Even with those factors, they couldn't get themselves 3 rounds. It's got to be a howler of overtime, Des. It's you and Tim. It wouldn't be right without it, right?
No, mate. It seems to haunt us. Every event we go to, overtime stalks us. This was just one of them games as well. That for my money is probably the best of one that we've ever seen in Siege history. Crazy. All the big historic moments are normally parts of best of threes, best of fives, but for my money, a short 9-round game packed with that much tension is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. The storyline there from Team One is crazy. I heard you talking about it during the game, Tim. The fact that obviously we used to kind of tout these guys for being unbelievable, having skill, like we did akin to Furia, right? We'd always hype them up and say, just wait. One day you'll see that result that makes you realize they are unbelievable. And we finally saw it. We'll finally get to see as well the actual conclusion to this, because of course we have that tiebreaker game that's going to be going down on the B stream. If you've missed the game, this is the result. It was a 7-2 on Consulate. Cyclops warned Team One. They said, do not take us. The Consulate Anaton was talking a big game, but in the end, he was silenced by Team One with a 7-2 victory, Tim.
I mean, just looking across those stats there, Neskin KDS really stepping up. 25 kills, 13 and 2 from Neskin. Absolutely huge from him. We saw some really important kills. It's not just about the number, it's how important some of those kills were. That shutdown onto the balcony window onto Black Ray, for example, when he was trying to peek out. Things like that just really closing it out. But what I'm amazed at is the performance from Cyclops. There's so few kills across the board. It just shows what pressure can do. It shows what pressure can do.
No, this is the thing, right? As I think day one coming into this event, so many people were shocked by the play style of APAC. Again, this kind of team-wide, loose, aggressive style that wasn't like... It's not like a bunch of rank guys running around and terrorizing you. They're just coordinating as a team really well in a way that most people aren't used to. Yesterday, still shocking a lot of people, but I imagine a lot of teams were learning. And then today, you're seeing even more of that learning coming in, because I've seen two teams today, BDS and Team One, play into Cyclops really, really well. They've learned, they've adapted, they've slowed down their own game to deal with it. It's genius. Really smart call by the teams.
Well, school is in session, so let's see who's going to be learning a very harsh lesson. We'll be coming back. I can't speak because it's all getting far too hectic. We'll be back with the game. The tiebreaker's coming up. Grab yourself a drink. Come back because it is going to be Siege history. We'll see you after the break.